Hi everyone, welcome back to Spam. It's been a little bit since I've been on, so my name is Sam or Spam, and this is just a little moment on the internet where I talk about what I've been sipping, perusing, adorned with, and making. Spam. So I'm so excited to welcome you back to this little spot. And with that, I think we'll get into it. I am still just drinking water out of my very favorite water bottle with like all of my favorite stickers on it. Yeah, some really lovely ones. So yeah, drinking a water. Oh, also my water hack is always I like to drink out of a straw. So I buy these silicone straws and put them in my Nalgene's. I also hate drinking out of a Nalgene because I feel like I end up getting like water all over myself, especially the wide-mouthed ones. So I love having a straw in there. So yeah. All right, perusing. I have been reading so much. I finally finished The Strength of the Few, and it took me forever. So after that, I needed to get back on my romance train. I'm a romance reader at heart. I love it. And I read Elsie Silver's Wild Love and Wild Eyes books. So those were great. I really enjoyed them. I think I read them both in like a day. I mean, I read each of them in like a day and a half. And then I feel like I read a few others in the meantime. And then my partner and I just went down to Joshua Tree over this last weekend for a bit of a long weekend getaway. And while we were there, I read The Berry Pickers, and I'll have to put in the description box below who that book is by. I want to say it's Amanda Peters, maybe? I can't remember her last name. It was so beautiful. It was very beautifully written, very good. Yeah, just really neat. So that was really good. And then after we got back, I finished that book on the last day of our vacation. And so as soon as we got home, I just picked what was next on my Libby list, and that was India Holton's The Ornithologist's Guide to Love. And I'm 35% of the way through, 116 pages in, and I'm really enjoying it. It's just fun, it's kind of silly, a little bit like fantastical, but really fun to read and very like flirty and cute. So that's been really fun. So yeah. Okay, adorned with. I did not knit this sweater. It is a cashmere sweater that I inherited from my mom, but it's so cozy. It's one of my favorites. I should look at the tag to see who it's from. I feel like my mom was like, it is, what does that say? Valerie Stevens? Yeah, Valerie Stevens cashmere. Just a black cashmere sweater. I love the way it fits. I would love to knit more cardigans like this. I feel like I've been seeing cardigans everywhere. And I was just watching Marlene Knit's video, and she was talking about how like she's seeing a lot of, or she's really inspired by boxy cardigans. And I feel like after that, I was like, yeah, I need more boxy cardigans. So I feel like maybe coming up soon here, I might be doing some boxy cardigans. So yeah, but in the meantime, I'm wearing this one. So yeah. Okay. Oh, also, I'm wearing my favorite butterfly clips, which I got at the Japantown Mall here in San Francisco. So I love wearing my butterfly clips when my bangs are crazy. I mean, my whole hair is messy, but yeah. So, okay, making. I have a finished object this week, and I have two finished objects, and just some other project updates and things. So, my first finished object is the Roomy Raglan by Jules Efterfield, and I'm gonna try and hold it up, but only for a second because it is still, I washed it 2 days ago and it's still wet. Or I washed and blocked it and it's still wet. So I don't wanna like hold it up and let it drag down too much, although I'm kind of cool if it lengthens and the sleeves lengthen. I will also over here insert a photo of me with it on. I tried it on like halfway through, or right before I started the bottom ribbing. So it's unblocked in this photo. I'm hoping it grows a lot and sort of the sleeves stretch downward with blocking. But hopefully for the next episode, I will be wearing it. And in the meantime, very quickly hold it up. This is what it's looking like. So I did contrast trimming for the sleeve, cuffs, and the neckline. I did not do the contrast at the bottom hem. It smells so good. I love the Soak wool soap in Fig. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite smell. Anyway, this is it. I knit it using yarn that I recycled from a thrift store sweater that was gifted, well, my mom's friend recycled it from a thrift store sweater. I inherited it and I knit this sweater. And I have so little left. I'm so proud of like how much I used. And yeah, so I'm really proud of this one. I'm gonna stop holding it up because I am nervous about it. I'm gonna lay it right next to me and then I'm gonna go lay it on the blocking mat as soon as I'm done here. So that's one finished object, and roomy raglan, Jules Efterfield, recycled yarn, and I have a feeling I'm going to put that on and it will become my new hyperfixation object. So I'm excited to wear it, and yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of fun. So that's that. My second finished object, I don't think I've shown here yet, and it's not knitting, it's actually embroidery and sewing, but my very dear friend has a young one that is turning 1. And so in honor of that, and inspired by Julie O'Rourke of Rudy Jude, I made them a 1 birthday crown, which hopefully it will focus on. It's so cute. I'm so proud of it, you guys. So her little one is obsessed with drumming and strawberries right now. So I made some little strawberries, made a little drum. Sorry, I have a little tap on light down there. Made a little drum. Focus, no, whatever. And then I added some little white flowers all over it just as decor. And then I hand stitched all of this on. And then I machine stitched around the edges and added this blue velvet ribbon, and I made it quite long so that way, you know, it can be tied and fit however they would like it to. So I'm so proud of this. I'm so excited. I kept putting off doing it, and when I finally sat down to do it, it took me like 2 minutes to, not 2 minutes, but it took me like 40 minutes to sew it together, and then like 2 minutes to sew it on the machine, not even. And I just I put like a backing on it, sandwiched the ribbon in between and stitched it up, and it was great. And I just freeformed the crown pattern. I sort of did like a foot, I think, maybe a little less than, and then just tried to like map out the points. I did it on a piece of paper, or I drew it out in Sharpie actually on the felt and then just cut around the Sharpie. So yeah, I'm really proud of this, and there are starting to be a lot of little ones in my life, so I'm excited to be making these for all of them. So with that, this is ready to ship off to them in celebration of that birthday. They should get it in time. Okay, I have one other lingering whip, which, as you all know, is just coming along slowly. It is my lovely ribbed scarf by Purl Soho. Still just plugging along, it's getting longer. Last time I was there, so I've maybe done 2 inches, not a lot. Sorry, it's kind of dim in here today, so I have this little light on, but hopefully the lighting is okay. But yeah, so nothing crazy. I'm just still plugging along on this, but I actually have a new, like, kind of on-the-go project. So I feel like I've worked on this even less in the last couple of weeks, so yeah, would love to make some major progress on this, but it's just like so slow. I need like a mindless place to be knitting, but this is how much of the yarn I have left. I don't know how many grams it is, but we'll see. We'll see how much I can get out of it. So yeah, that's my lovely ribbed scarf. And then, oh, I have another finished object to show you, but I'll show those at the end. Okay, anyway, I cast on a sock. Or a pair of socks, but I only have one cast on right now for my partner. He got these cloud socks for Christmas, which are like really soft and fuzzy. They don't have a cuff. They're just really like stretchy at the top. And he loves them. He's been wearing them a lot, and he loves hand knitted socks. And so for his birthday, I knitted some finished objects that I'm gonna show you, some sailor slippers. And he also asked for a pair of socks because I had knitted my Shifting Moods scarf by Anna Husman, and it used this beautiful silk mohair from A Verb for Keeping Warm. It is the frond silk mohair in the color Succulent, and he loved this color. He was like, whoa, I want socks in that color. So I was like, okay, for your birthday, I will do slippers and socks, and that'll be that. So I cast on some socks for him. I am not using a pattern, really. I'm using the numbers from the Rye DK socks because I found that that gave me like a good gauge. So I'm using the numbers from the Rye DK socks and sort of the basic outline. And then I just, here, I should actually show you the sock. So this is what the sock is looking like. It has this kind of like rolled cuff at the top. And I just made it through the heel, which let's see if you can see that, I don't know. And I am using the reverse fleegle heel pattern from What I Knit, and I love her YouTube videos. And so she had talked about this on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I want to do a cuff down sock, but I love the fleegle heel. I'm loving the way that fits, and I feel like he will too. And I just like the way it knits up. So I've just finished doing the increases and then sort of turning for the heel, and I'm now doing the decreases. These are both free patterns. So the Rye DK and the reverse fleegle heel are both free. And so the modifications that I made is I did not do a ribbed cuff. I just cast on and started knitting. I don't know how many rows I did for the foot, but I did about like 5.5 inches. I think that'll be a good height. And so yeah, so now I'm doing the heel turn, and then I will knit for the foot, which will take a long time because men's feet are large. And then we'll go from there. So yeah, and the yarn I'm using, like I said, is the frond silk mohair from A Verb for Keeping Warm and Succulent, which I'm slightly nervous about having enough, but I am going to do a contrast color for the toe, so that'll be fine. And then the other yarn that I'm using is this very, I don't know how the color is going to show up, but it's like a pepperoncini yellow, I would say, kind of greenish yellow. And it is Cumbria's Fingering in the color Buttermere from the Fiber Company. Let's see if it'll focus on that. So yeah, Buttermere from Cumbria, Fingering, yeah. And that's that. So let me actually pop out real fast. I'm just gonna jump out of screen real fast, okay, and grab the sailor slippers. So this is the other piece that I made for my partner's birthday. And they are the sailor slippers by Germain. Viral pattern, I'm sure you've seen a million people make them by now. They are a felted wool slipper. I used Lamb's Pride Bulky for the teal in Aztec turquoise, I think it was. And then Mary Maxim's 100% new lamb's wool for the gray. And then for the yellow, I just used a yarn I had in stash. And I washed them like 6 times with clothes. You can tell on this sock the color kind of changes because I had 2 different dye lots, but I don't mind. So to finish these up, I finished washing them, and then I put leather suede soles on them, and I got these on Etsy. I mentioned it in a previous video, so if you want to know who I got them from, I can't remember. I want to say it's like Tom's Soles or something, but they were on Etsy, and I just did, I don't know if it'll focus, but I just did some running stitches around and knotted them. I figured that way they're easy to take off, but pretty durable, and if they do end up loosening or anything, I can just go in and restitch them on. So the holes were pre-punched, which made it really easy, and yeah, he's already worn them a couple of times. They do look silly on him. They're a little bit like just wide and big, but they are super warm and super comfy, and he really likes the colors, so I'm proud of that. So yeah, and I had to sew the sole on a little bit up the heel, but I actually think that's nice because it makes them a little bit more slip-onable. So Yay! My slightly modified sailor slippers with leather soles. Love that. Okay, I think that's everything for this week. Yeah, some good making progress, but a lot of it felt kind of like boring, but I think I needed that. Recently in one of Louise of Ludang's videos, she said something about her mental health has been her biggest whip, and I really felt that these last couple weeks. This is gonna be like health update, life update, whatever. I'm on a new birth control for the first time in my life since I was 18, and I am now 30. So over a decade I've been on the same birth control, and I'm on something new now. And it has messed with my head. So I have just been trying my very best to be gentle on myself, to take care of myself, to just be there for me. And so in that way, it feels like one of the things that I've made this week is just my mental health, like just making it feel a little better. I have a tendency to be pretty anxious, and that anxiety can make me somewhat depressed. And so, yeah, I'm taking steps to make sure that that's not the case, but it has definitely been a work in progress over these last couple weeks. And that's just like me personally, not given, you know, the state of the world and so much of what's going on that I feel really deeply about. And so, yeah, I'm feeling the weight of the world and the weight of my own sort of personal world, but I'm combating that with things like knitting, making, hugging, sleeping, resting. I've been playing some video games. And yeah, I find that creating things with my hands can be like such a nervous system relaxer. And so I think that's been really helpful. So while I don't have the most exciting knitting going on, it's felt really productive to do something with my hands. And it doesn't need to be, I don't need to be productive, but just to say like, I think that can help me feel better. And can be a real soother. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm really grateful to be here sharing with all of you. I hope if any of you are going through something similar, you know that you are not alone. And I hope you're being gentle with yourself. Cry when you need, drink warm drinks. A hot shower can fix a lot of different things, I have found. And yeah, I'm here for all of you. And I'm sending you all so much love, so much care. And I hope that you're finding ways that you can create, whatever that may be, whether that's sort of creating a routine for yourself or creating a pair of socks or a gift for a loved one. So I love you all, sending you big hugs, sending you lots of care and love, and I will hopefully see you next week. All right.